Hey guys, it is Carl Brown for guitarlessons365.com. Today we're going to learn Do I Want to Know by the Arctic Monkeys. So this one's all pretty much single note stuff, just a few distinct riffs here. We're going to go through all the parts. I'm going to guide you through it note by note. So we're in standard tuning here, and we're going to start with that intro riff, which is also the verse of the song. So this is going to start with the hammer on from 1 to 3 on the low E string to 1 on the A string. Now the riff, actually the beginning of the riff starts when you're hanging now on this 3rd fret on the low E string. And we go through. Alright, so now we have another hammer from 1 to 3 on the low E, to 1 on the A string, and then hammer 1 to 3 on the D. Now that's a quick little hammer there, sort of a grace note on the D string. To 1 on the D, then slide 3 to 5 on the A, and play 3. So far from the beginning. Alright, next phrase. Alright, so that's going to be, this is coming out of, it starts right here. So we have, that's hammer from 1 to 3 on the A string this time, and the open D, then back to the 3rd fret on the A, then hammer 1 to 3 again, and slide it to 5. Then a quick little kind of a grace note hammer from between 3 and 5 again on the A string, and then to the 3rd fret on the low E string. So we have this all together. But then we're back to that G, which really kind of starts it over. So you can see how this, when we get to this little ending, that was the very beginning of the track. It's always when it's kind of starting the riff back over. So that's how the riff is played throughout the verse as well. So when the vocals come in, you're still going to play it that way. And then we have this pre-chorus section that comes up. But right before that, you're going to exit this verse riff. So from here, you're going to stop at that part of it, the very last time of playing the riff, then come up to the 5th fret on the A and hold it, and then you're going to start the pre-chorus, which is this. And then you're going to repeat that. Alright, so we have just starting on the 10th fret here on the A string, you're going to pick it and slide down to the 6th fret and pick that. Continuing on the A string, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3. Then down to 1 and back to 3. And then we have this kind of phrase we did. You kind of slide from 1 to 3, play 5, and then end it with that 3rd fret again on the low E string. And we're going to start, do that little phrase we did at the beginning, hammer 1 to 3 on the low E, over to 1 on the A, and then back to the 3. Then you just start over. And then after that time, you just kind of will go and pause, go back to the main riff again, which is actually the chorus, the verse. So when you're sitting here, you go back to the chorus, they kind of just kick in the distortion a little heavier, and they have pretty much the same riff we did in the verse, with one slight difference. Let me see if you can pick it up. I'll just play through it. And the first time through is going to be the same. The second time through is going to be a slight difference. So we have this. Alright, so I don't know if you picked that up in there, but the first time is just like the verse. The second time through, I'll slow it down. This is the same, right here. Instead of going, it does this. 3, it gets to that 1 earlier and holds it for a full beat. It doesn't hammer on to that 3. It just picks 3 and a 0 quickly after it. So we have this. It's the same notes, just a little bit different rhythm and without that hammer on. So once again, we have. And then the rest of the riff is the same. Alright, so let me play through them back to back again, see if you can pick it up. So after you've done, go back to the second, go back through the verse again and go through the chorus again, leaving the second chorus, they go back into that pre-chorus riff. And they continue doing that until you get to the outro part. Now, right before you get to the outro part, you're doing that riff again and again. This kind of riff is always a connector that you're going to start the riff over again. But the very last time, they'll do this instead of going, they'll play this. And that tells you they've just gone to the outro. So instead of this, you go. We'll hear that pretty apparent in the track. Alright, so now the outro section starts the same as that part we've just been playing. Except when you get to this 3, you don't go. You just go. Then straight over the G. And you just repeat this little ending phrase, which is just this G and which is this 3rd fret on the low E string, then that slide maneuver, 1, 3, slide to 5, back to the 3rd fret on the low E. We just keep doing that and just end it on that note. So the notes, putting it together, they're very similar parts. So those are sometimes the hardest to memorize because they're just slightly different. But you know, if you just go through it, just think of it as that verse part. That intro is the verse of the song. The verse is pretty much the chorus except for that one little note difference. And then you have the pre-chorus section, which is the same as the outro, the ending section, except they go to that transition to that F that one time, and then you have that little small little lick that they end the song with. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for guitarlessons365.com.